important things about making any of your soaps, if you're going to use them for gift giving or for markets or for sale in any way, is your packaging. It can make the difference between a soap looking like it's worth $1 and a soap looking like it's worth $20. So we've been filming for quite a bit today, and here's some of the selections that we've made, and now we want to package them up really nicely. So I've got a few alternatives that I'd like to show you to share some ideas with you. Let's begin with our Mss Clusters. Now they're a really interesting soap because they're quite high, so they're not going to fit in a cellophane bag very easily. They're not going to fit in a nice little flat box. So we've got these lovely little square, flat packed acetate boxes. So you can fold these up, fold the bases in, sides in. Now if you were just going to put your soap into a plastic box like this, it's going to flop around and it's going to make your box all dirty, and it's not going to look very nice after a little while. The thing that's important when you are packaging anything is that your hands are really, really clean. So to stop it moving around, we're going to use a little bit of shredded cellophane. Now that doesn't look like a very big bag. Trust me, it goes a long way. So here's one I've prepared earlier, and it's in here all in bits. I put it into a really large plastic bag because if you pull the cellophane out, it just goes everywhere. So what you do is you put it inside the plastic bag, and then you can roll it into a ball, take your little ball of cellophane out and put it in there, and you don't end up with an awful mess all over the place. Let's find a nice piece. So you might put one soap in here, you might use two if you want to make it a little bit more expensive looking. Close the top over. And these boxes you can get from Renaissance for about 50 cents each. They're not particularly expensive. And that looks really, I think it looks really professional and really pretty. If you wanted to add a ribbon or something to it, you could. So there's our first example of packaging, is your clear acetate boxes. I'll move it over to this side so it doesn't get in the way of anything we're doing. Now, if I was going to sell that for say $12.95, I'd probably use two of them. We don't sell soaps here, but I give them away to our students, and sometimes they can pick them up when they come to classes. So I just want to put one in each box, so that's going to do what I need it to. That's also the best way for packaging your cupcakes, are these boxes, because again your cupcakes are pretty high. Let's have a look at our strawberry shortcake cupcake, which had the strawberry on top of it. It's pretty high. So let's just package it up in the same way. Oh, I've done the wrong piece first. Large flap first, then the two sides click in and click in, and then the base piece click in. Okay. Now a little bit more of the shredded cellophane. Okay, scrunch it into a ball. Poke it in. You know what looks really pretty with this also is if you get a paper doily, you know the lacy ones that you can get, and you fold them, or just get the tiny little ones so that it just comes up the side a little bit, and they look so pretty holding your cupcakes like that. Put your strawberry cupcake in. I might put these on eBay. Sell them off really cheaply so that I don't have to melt them down again. Have a look on eBay under Renaissance College if you'd like one of these ones. So that's your cupcake soap packaged up really nicely, and if you're doing a party or something, they'll stack up on each other, and I think they look really attractive. So some other alternatives, we've got the self-closing boxes. These ones are an acetate box. They're fairly thin. You can use them as a mould as well, as long as your soap's not hot, because it will melt through it if you want to. A bit of shredded cellophane in this one, just to stop it sliding around, or a piece of paper or cardboard, whatever you want to do. These ones are good for the longer soaps. I don't package the goat's milk soap or the shea butter soaps in these because to me they're kind of simple soaps, so they want really simple packaging. But something like the Kuan Yin that you've made with the gold inside the Kuan Yin, it's a little bit of a special soap. That's your top when you fold it, so you place her in this way and close the box. It'll just clip into itself. I've got a little bit of the shredded cellophane hanging off the side, so I'll just trim that off. And she's all nicely packaged too. And you can make bar soaps in these boxes as well if you want to. They're quite pretty. Okay, let's get on to something a little bit trickier. Let's look at some cellophane bags. So let's check that size. Yep, that'll be fine. We'll take the leaf soap, the one that we put the poppy seed and the lavender in. Now, if I was to slide that into the cellophane, it's going to have marks and it's going to mess up my cellophane. So what you do is just sit it on a piece of paper or a bit of cardboard, slide that into your bag and then pull that out. Now your thing's in there, your soap is in there, really nice and clean. Now I'm going to show you how to make a super professional bow. It's pretty tricky, so you're going to have to watch carefully. I'm going to use a green one. So I take a green bow out. Are you watching? I'll try and do it backwards, even trickier, just so you can see it. You take your green bow, you put it on here, and you take the back of your twist ties and you go twist. Super tricky, and look at that. Perfect little bows every time. Aren't they great? So these are a little bit more expensive. They're about $10 for 50 of them, but they are so quick and so easy, and you do get perfect bows every time. So they're your little twist tie bows. I'll make a real one for you. We'll cut a real ribbon. So let's choose the white one. Now your ribbons, you can get these really cheaply at the $2 shops. You don't need to pay a fortune for your ribbons. Let's try the coconut oil or the coconut butter soap we made. So let's slide it on our piece of paper, slide it into the cellophane bag. Cellophane bags you can get from the $2 shops. You get about 50 of them for about $2. They're not particularly expensive. Take your ribbon, cut it into a strip. Now this is where I usually get someone to hold the top for me while I tie the bow, but let's just tie the knot myself. Make sure that's all in the right way. Now I'm going to see if you can get a close-up on how to make a bow. This is only one trick in making shop-bought bows, so see if you can come in really close to what I'm doing. Watch my hands here. Firstly, we make a loop. I'm going to do it a bit backwards to you. I'll try and twist a bit. Just like we would when we're tying our shoelaces. We take the other loop around, just like you normally would with your shoelaces, and you go to poke it in the hole. But do you see at this point, this ribbon is on the top? Here's your trick. You take the top ribbon and pull it to the bottom, and then pull your bow, and you will have perfect shop quality bows every time. Now make them a little bit tinier, tidy up your bows a little bit, flick it around. They'll always look like shop-bought perfect bows. Then to make that even a little bit nicer, cut it off on an angle and cut the other side off on an angle. And you've got perfect little shop-bought bows that you can pop onto those. So you've got your cellophane bags with those ones. Some other packaging ideas. Let's see, maybe this box we could use. What have we got that would fit in here? This might be, that's a bit too high. Yeah, the amethyst is a little too high too. I wonder if this will fit. None of these ones are going to fit in here. But if you had a smaller round one, these are also like your self-closing boxes, and you put your two in here and you've got two soaps in the one and you close it. If you prefer, they're nice and strong, these ones. You can actually use it, again, not as strong as a mould, so your soap can't be super hot, but you can use it to make your soap in. So here's one I made earlier with a pink and a white soap where I used it as the mould. I fragranced that with the Mei Chang essential oil, and that's my mould, my making and my packaging all in one. So make your soap, leave the lid off, let it cool. As soon as it's cold, you can clip your lid on and you're all good to go. So these ones are super easy to use. So the only other option is perhaps your self-sticking bags. These ones look good with your little Lego men. So let's take a selection of the Lego men, lay them out in a variety of different colours in order, okay, like so. Lego men don't want to be too tizzy. If they're boys' gifts, they probably don't want the ribbons and the bows and all the fancy things that the girls often like. So pop them on your paper, slide them in, slide your paper out. Now they're all a bit higgledy-piggledy at the moment. Let's see if we can straighten them up just a little bit. Then carefully flip your plastic bag over, peel the sticky bit off the back of it, and fold it down and it will stick on itself. And you've got a little packet of your Lego men, and I think they look really sweet like that. A lot of my soap making girls make these and sell them at the markets for $5 a packet, and there's not a lot of soap in them, so it's a really good product to make money wise, but it's quite a novel idea as well. So I hope that gives you a few more ideas for your product packaging. If you decide that you want to make your own stickers to go on them, Renaissance also sell a gloss waterproof paper that goes through inkjet or laser printers. Print anything that you like on it, peel the backing off, and you've got professional waterproof stickers that will go on any of your boxes or packaging. But experiment, have fun, make your things look pretty, seal them so that the air doesn't get to your soap, so your soap won't sweat, and enjoy. Hope you make some great Christmas presents or some lovely things for sale. Thanks.